Let's go back now to this week's status hearing for cult mom Lori Vallow. Her attorneys and everybody's talking, and she wants to talk, but they're not letting her. But they're talking about her mental competency and the fact that she wants to represent herself at trial, and she wants a speedy trial. So she's getting frustrated. Let's go back and listen.
So can we keep the November 14th date and just see what these reports are and maybe go from there, since we're technically suspending Rule 11 anyways?
Well, we wouldn't be suspending Rule 11 then.
I thought that's what we were doing.
Well, do you have...
We can get the reports and we can give them to this court here. Basically, that's what we should do. Get the reports and just give them to you to see what they say. If they say competent, then you can look at those and you can move forward with what you want to do.
All right. If they're already being prepared, that they've already done that.
Judge, you can contact either Jen Martin or Shaniqua Reset. They will know whether or not the reports have been submitted, and they can give you copies of them.
Does the defense want to see them first?
Yeah,
That's usually...
well, the court gets them, and then they provide them to defense. Defense then gives them back to the court.
And do these people work with Commissioner...
They do. They are in charge of the restoration and Rule 11 process. Jen is the supervisor over everything, and Shaniqua handles the actual coming to court.
And when was that date that you were supposed to be in Rule 11?
I believe the reports were either supposed to be due today or maybe tomorrow. I can double check my emails.
It was 14th. It should be 10 days before, or at least 7 days before. So it would be the 7th, which would be tomorrow, I think.
Okay. Well, if you have two reports that say competent, we're done. If we have a split decision, that opens up a different issue. Well, if you think the reports are imminently to be done, do you want to move up the status conference?
Yeah.
Let me go talk to my JA. I think we have something going away next Friday morning, which would open up some time. Give me a second.
The spells names that you just put in.
Oh, sure.
I don't know.
All right.
Just make sure. Yeah.
All right, how about if we do a status conference 2 weeks from today, the November 20th at 10 a.m.
That works for defense, I think. Yeah.
All right, so the motion was actually granted on the 21st of October.
Yeah.
So
Judge, do we want to keep the 14th date now? and not suspend Rule 11, or do we want to still suspend Rule 11? Because if we tell the doctors to stop, they will not, if they haven't written the report, they're not going to write it.
Well, they still have their pending motion to withdraw the Rule 11 process. I think it's probably a wait and see what the reports say. Do you want, well, let me defer to the defense. Do you want to keep that 14th date in Rule 11 or see what the reports say first?
All right, we'll find out where they go with this. We'll get a break in here. More from Lori Vallow when we come back. Then in the next hour, we're going to head to Hawaii. Lori Vallow used to be in Hawaii along with Chad. We're going to hear some emotional testimony from baby Abigail's mother in the baby medicine manslaughter case. If you haven't been following this, we'll get you up to speed. It is a heartbreaker. Stay with us.
Mr. Jeffrey, tell me what happened that night.
Killed my wife, I guess. I don't remember none of that.
You don't remember the fight with Lisa?
How many times did you hit her?
5.
You don't remember what her dead body looked like laying out there in front of you?
Not at all.
If you were me, would you believe you?
Interview with a Killer. Sunday, 8/7 Central. Only on Court TV.
If you're...
Welcome back to Court TV Live. The jury in Delphi, Indiana, deliberating the fate of Richard Allen. 3 hours now of total work. They've only been at it about an hour this morning. There's a live look at the courthouse there. We'll get you there if there's a question, or, of course, if there is a verdict. Our Barbara McDonald is standing by, awaiting any word from this jury as they work. Meanwhile, we've been watching this status hearing for cult mom Lori Vallow out of the state of Arizona. It's very frustrating because they're trying to decipher what to do over the next couple days here with her mental competency process, given the fact that she wants to represent herself and she doesn't want to waive time. So let's go back in and pick up the conclusion, see if they can figure this out.
It was just my thought that if we're going to be in the position based on this hearing today to suspend Rule 11 or however we're going to call it and figure out what we're going to do on December 18th, because I've talked with our Rule 11 people, I know that these reports are due on this particular day, and that so I don't know if there are reports. They may have written a report and said I didn't get to speak to Ms. Vallow, so I'm not writing a report. But I do know they sometimes write reports and say I didn't get to speak with the client, but I've done a records review. So my thought is if we have 2 competency reports sitting there, then let's just do that, and because Ms. Vallow wants to move this along.
So are you saying keep the 14th?
I think if we're going to...
I say keep the 14th, that's okay. And if we get these reports ahead of time, then we can contact the court and then maybe we can vacate it at that point.
Well, if they're both competent, you just stipulate to competency on the 14th. If they're competing and you want to do something else, I guess contact me.
If they're competing and they're not done, then I think we're, maybe the date we should leave is the December 18th date.
Okay.
Sorry to complicate.
Well, I can do it quicker the 20th if you, depending on what happens on the 14th.
Let's do that. Let's leave the November 20th date. Let's see what happens with these reports. We'll regroup, meet with Ms. Vallow, try to get you the information that you want, and just figure out the best way to move forward.
All right, we're going to, after all said and done, keep the 14th date in the Rule 11 court.
I guess, sorry, the only problem is there's orders from the court to basically us to provide them a bunch of materials and stuff. Which
If the report's already done, there's...
can't comply with, so.
Right. That was part of your motion and concerns, was you didn't really even know what to provide as you have. There's so much to get through. So, all right, we're going to keep the date on the Rule 11. I'm going to set another status conference. Are we doing December, or the November 20th?
Let's leave the 20th. That's, that gives us, I don't even, what is today? I don't know.
It's the 6th. It's 2 weeks from today.
That gives us, some time to go out and speak with her, and maybe we can get the information you want by then.
All right. So essentially what we're not doing anything in the sense that she's still in the Rule 11 process. It's not being suspended. Yet you may get 2 competent reports, in which case you're just stipulating to competency. If you have a split decision, then you'll decide what to do. We'll talk about it on the 20th.
Okay, I
Right?
think that works.
Okay.
It's not what we want, Judge, but if that's the way we have to proceed, then that's what we'll do.
What?
But it's not what we want, Judge. Obviously, we want to be out of Rule 11, but if this is the fastest process to achieve that, then I think we're okay with it.
All right. Sounds like it. All right. Thank you. Just forget anything about the waiving time. They're still in Rule 11.
Whew, it's over. We can move on. Joe Tamburino's still with us. You know, sometimes watching hearings on court TV can be absolutely enthralling. Other times when the video stinks and people are talking in circles, it's a little mind-numbing. But at the end of the day, they came to the right conclusion. Let's keep the train moving.
Yes, absolutely. And here's the way it works in Arizona. You have 2 psychologists who will examine the person, in this case, obviously, Ms. Vallow. And if they both agree that she's competent or incompetent, well, that's where it ends. If she's competent, she proceeds to trial. If she's incompetent, then basically this case is put on hiatus and she will likely go to some type of mental health facility. If the 2 doctors disagree, one says competent, one says not competent, then the court can appoint a 3rd doctor to get his or her opinion, and then you proceed from there. So obviously they're all waiting on the first set of reports, which is from the 2 doctors.
Yeah, before we head out, what's your gut tell you on her moving forward? To me, I think she's all in on representing herself.
She's going to be found competent, and if she wants to, she will be allowed to represent herself.
Yeah, and I think that's where we're headed. Just given the way she wanted to get in there and talk in front of the judge. She's been around. She's gone through the process already in Idaho. And she's got some things to say about her. And the other thing I noticed right away when the judge asked her what her name was at date of birth, her name is not Lori Vallow, it's Vallow Daybell. She's still hanging on to old Chad. And so we shall see. We'll watch this one play out. Joe Tamburino, as always, thank you. Have a great weekend.